The way you're going about it, though. I mean, either way, it's very disruptive to the system. There's a dramatic change that goes on economically in every aspect of society by making these changes. And I much rather go with where they're working cooperatively with you and with us for these changes, because the other route is that it goes at a state level and we're doing common law courts, right? I mean, where you're literally getting the local sheriff and getting them and creating your own grand jury. Am I wrong? Like, if we got nowhere, mind you, and that would be where the state would have to play. It is the state. It is the highest level of law, and we have to, as the people, go. And that's nasty, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
That's
That will lead to complete dissolution of the country, and that's where we're heading right now. Because we're seeing these states that are already fracturing and breaking apart. They're not participating in the central government anymore. They're creating their own laws and saying, you know what, we're not going to do that because we don't have harmony across the union. You see, a union is defined as two or more non-sovereign states with a central governing structure. So they must be non-sovereign, because a non-sovereign state is a state not complete in itself, subject to a higher government's laws. So a state like the state of California, it can't be sovereign because it's subject to a higher government's laws. Therefore, it's non-sovereign, right? Because it gave up its sovereignty to subject itself to the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Now, the difference is that confederacy is defined as two or more sovereign states with a loose, decentralized governing structure. So when the state of California says, I'm sovereign, and the state of Washington says, I'm sovereign, and the state of Texas says, I'm sovereign, now we have a confederacy. We do not have a union, because a union subjects itself, these regional governments would subject themselves to the higher government, to the supremacy of the United States Constitution. So when you have a confederacy, then they create their own laws. They treat their people however they want. And you have a complete breakdown, fracturing, and dissolution of the nation, because we don't have harmony among them. Because the only thing that creates harmony among America, the only thing that makes America America, is American laws. So we have the laws that govern us, the Constitution of the United States. But when the states say, you know what, we're sovereign and we can do what we want in the manner in which we see fit, then we do not have a union anymore. We do not have harmony anymore. And so, yes, the problem is that if we broke this down to a state level, we would not have a nation anymore. We would have 50 nations. We would have a European Union or an American Union, whatever you want to call it. We would have a confederacy. And that's what we have today. We've never actually became a union because we've never given up the state's sovereignty. States do not have sovereignty. They've never had sovereignty because you gave up your sovereignty to join the union and subject yourself to the laws of the United States. And so when you choose to create your own laws and govern people in the way that you see fit, then that would be an equal protection issue, because no state shall create any law that does not provide equal protection of the law. And yet in the state of Alabama, you don't have the right to peaceably assemble and petition the government for redress grievances. In the state of Washington, you don't have the right to indict by a grand jury, but you do in Oregon. This is a complete breakdown of our union, and we need to come back and realize that states do not create laws that affect people.